always say it doesn't matter anyway. Closing the heart cause they see it every day. But not this time, we're going not afraid. Marching on even though we know. Oh, we will go through shadow. Fear will always justify. Even lead a good heart down to aggression. Come to know it's so simple. If love is not the answer, then we just ask the wrong question.
Love is not the answer. We're asking the wrong question.
Don't get me wrong, I can see just how it happens now. Seeds of doubt falling around, empathy is shutting down. All of the hatred in the world, see where it comes from defending a God or a job or a loved one. Apathy's a pathogen, only wants to spread. The longest journey ever's from the heart to the head. Like Theseus in the maze, following the thread. The longest journey ever's from the heart to the head. Oh, just got to remind, yeah. Kindness coming back to humankind, yeah. To find your heart, you got to lose your mind, yeah. To find your heart, you got to lose your mind, yeah. We will go through shadow. Fear will always justify. Even lead a good heart down to aggression. Come to know it's so simple. If love is not the answer, then we just ask the wrong question. To find your heart, you got to lose your mind.
To find your heart, you got to lose your mind. To find your heart, you got to lose your mind. To find your heart, you got to lose your mind.
To find your heart, you got to lose your mind. To
Find your heart, you got to lose your mind. To find your heart, you got to lose your mind. To find your heart, you've got to lose your mind. Today's going to be a good one. Today is going to be a good one. Because abracadabra, your words create your reality. This is the Unchained Brain. It's time to take the chains off your brain so you don't remain insane on the infinite plane. Speaking truth is the name of my game. You can call me Unchained. That's how good it feels. It feels that good. When you get this vehicle running the way that it is supposed to, and you do the program, it is going to change your life. One of the struggles with the distilled water and the urine therapy and the fasting and the sun gazing and the yoga and the meditation and the hypoventilation and the inversion and all of the various supplements and juicing and 90% raw vegan and the earthing, barefoot walking, connecting back to the healing electromagnetic frequency of the earth. There's just a lot. But it turns into a detoxified life. It turns the whole concept of detoxing is a temporary thing. I need to lose weight for my wedding. I need to lose weight for my reunion. I need to fast or do a 7-day cleanse. And the vehicle is existing in an environment that is so toxic, the air, the water, the Franken food sprayed with extra Roundup. Modifying the genes is not enough. We must spray it with Roundup. And then we wonder what is going on with the gender confusion with all of the hormones in the food. So we're taking a disorder, we're taking an endocrine disorder that is caused by environmental toxins and plastics and cosmetics and hair gel and all of these things, methyl, propyl, and polyparabens. Now keep in mind that you are living in a very large cage here with a dome above it like the Truman Show, but the United States happens to be the ground zero for the greatest experiment ever conducted. And so the food that most people feed their children has been banned in virtually every other halfway decent country in this realm. Okay? Banned. It's been banned. So what most people are feeding their children, even if they have, and I hope the wife is listening, even if they have an 80-20 rule, dear, when you go to places like Taco Bell and In-N-Out and McDonald's and all of these places, because I get it, okay? Even if you're 90% organic and shop at Whole Foods and really go out of your way to go the extra mile, you still have kids. This is still the Matrix Truman Show construct, and sometimes you're in a hurry, and who doesn't like a double-double every now and then, right? Not anymore, but when you're 7, give me a break, okay? You're gonna make your kids be vegan? I mean, there's a lot of different topics here, but when you go to a place like Taco Bell or any of these places, you're feeding the child sick, diseased meat from an animal that was abused and lived a life of fear and desperation and excessive heat or excessive cold and crowded quarters. And the consciousness of that animal has the capacity for love. They don't have the same level of consciousness as a dog or a cat, because the purring of a cat and the wagging tail of a dog have been calibrated at the level of 500 through applied kinesiology, which is considered to be the level of love. So, yes, a pig can love its offspring. Where do we go with these tangents? It takes us off of the focus. You don't want to transfer the consciousness of a scared, sick, diseased animal into a human being, because we become what we eat, just as the same way we become what we think and speak. So everything has a vibration. Everything has a frequency. You all know about the amazing work done with water by Masaru Emoto. And water holds consciousness. And so, yes, the human body is 70% water, and we don't even truly know what water is. It can be a vapor, it can be liquid, it can be solid. It can over time, it can wear down the mightiest stone, the mightiest boulder. It's amazing. And it is us, right? And it is above us and potentially below us, because as Santos Bonacci says, there are 7 worlds below, and there's ancient texts that say that. And once again, there's also ancient texts that say there was 4,500 foot tall giants, and That makes the 60,000 foot tall tree theory hold a little bit more weight. But at the end of the day, how much do we want to speculate? Let's talk about potassium. Okay? Let's talk about potassium. I don't even know if that tangent was... You have to tell me. I don't even know. I don't even know where we're at. Where are we? What day is it? Saturday morning? The uber alkaline internal environment of the awakened spiritual warrior will become more prone to potassium and magnesium deficiencies, especially if they consume distilled water and practice the ancient healing modality of urine therapy. Between juicing, yoga, sun gazing, meditation, mindfulness, fasting, and having a gigantic spiritual ego, it's easy to overlook the massive requirement of potassium. With adequate intake, the physical vehicle will make a quantum leap to a paradigm of increased healing, hydration, energy, strength, and muscle tone. So the daily need, if you look at one of these, it's just over 33 ounces. Okay? So 8 ounces, just small glass, 440 milligrams. So, and they're saying on the little FDA label, because they're looking out for your health and well-being, 440 milligrams of potassium is 13%. Okay, that's what the FDA is saying. But you Google it. Here's what's interesting about potassium. So let's do some math. 440 milligrams, 13% of X. That brings us to about 3,380. So 3,380 milligrams of potassium is what the FDA is saying. Okay, that's the recommended daily allowance, right? You with me? I don't even know if I'm with me. Okay, so let's look at potassium. Potassium RDA. What do they say? 1,600. There's no RDA for this mineral. There's no RDA. Well, how come 440 milligrams is 13% of X on this coconut water? So realistically, here's the deal. The woke daily amount is probably 5,000 milligrams, because when you start to go through this transformation and you lose 30, 40, 50 pounds and your energy skyrockets through the roof and your body's changing, your spine is changing, your posture, your joints and ligaments and tendons, everything is going to be readjusted in the physical vehicle. And so you are going to have a increased need for things like potassium and magnesium, especially when you do the vegan thing and the distilled water, because I've been drinking distilled water a gallon a day for the last 6 months or so, and I won't drink any other water now because it's amazing. And it, with a negative charge, and I put mine on a magnet. So I use the Mega Home Distiller, and then I will put it into a 1 gallon glass jug and put it on a magnet, and I write words on the bottle, because we know that when you write words on a bottle of water and then you freeze it and use a dark field microscope at the freezing point, the energy of the consciousness of the word, the energy, the vibratory frequency of the word can affect the field, people. Okay? And this goes back to basic stuff like Management 101, where you look at the book Primal Leadership by Daniel Goleman, which was one of my favorite books in my former life as a corporate slave. Don't miss that life at all. Primal Leadership, right? Primal Leadership. So the resonant leader, they've done studies on leadership and management where the resonant leader actually has a positive impact on the serotonin, dopamine, norepinephrine, and immune system response of their employees. Guess what the discordant, dissonant boss type of leader, not a leader, manager or boss had on their people? They had the opposite effect, where they had more turnover, more sick days. It's obvious. I mean, this is not rocket science. So you play a song to the universe. Your heart sings a song. And so maybe the song that we all need to start thinking is manifesting 1,000 years of peace on earth. 1,000 years of peace. 1,000 years of peace. 1,000 years of peace. 1,000 years of peace. Abracadabra. Every grenade in this realm should be emptied and turned into the crown chakra on top of a crazy shaman staff. Do you know what grenades do to people? Have you ever had buddies in the military who show you pictures on their phones that they're not supposed to have from combat areas? What are we doing, people? What are we doing? We know the only people that want war are the people who profit from war. And you've got some crazies who think that their prophet wanted them to kill people, and he did. He married his niece when she was 6 and consummated the marriage when she was 9, and he gave a sword called Zulkifar to his brother-in-law, who was Aisha's dad. And Zulkifar means severer of vertebrae. So imagine if Jesus Christ was an actual, real, living man and owned a crossbow or a rocket launcher or maybe he had a helicopter with a minigun and he was the door gunner. What if that was Christianity? You know, and the whole thing there is when Christians realize that their Christ is within them, then we're going to be one step closer to manifesting 1,000 years of peace on earth. So, back to the potassium. Are we still there? Where are we? Okay, yes. So, you're going to start to feel depleted because the distilled water is going to leach all of the positively charged inorganic minerals that are stuck in you from breathing in all of the aluminum and barium foglet nanotechnology. And if you're not familiar with what they're trying to do with barium foglet nanotechnology, you need to check out The Singularity is Near, because the goal of transhumanism is ultimately to remove the human heart and to create a race of androgynous worker drones who are going to work until they are 975 years old and then retire for 25 years and then get recycled and probably liquefied and fed to the new ones that they grow or whatever they're trying to do with their neural interface and having the hive mind on the cloud with no human heart and, Hunger Games style existence. And I'm not going to let that happen. I'm not going to let it happen. And the way that we don't let it happen is we just can't spend a lot of time talking about it. We have to go from mental illness to mental chillness. Chill. Irie. Take a breath. Relax. Be thankful that you did not incarnate in a very impoverished part of Ethiopia. Okay? I had a vision one time when I was close to suicide that I was reincarnated as that little boy you see in those ads where they're asking you for money every month to help people in those type of areas, and you see that little boy with the distended abdomen, and he looks like he hadn't eaten a meal in like a month. And I was that boy. And so it's not a punishment. It's just, if you choose to take that route and you're destroying the lifespan of an autonomous physical vehicle that really all you need to do is feed, sort of. But then they've proven that you can exist on prana energy alone, and it's interesting times. So one day we're going to talk about coconut water. Just start drinking coconut water. Okay, there you go. All right. I guess that's it. I don't even know how this went. Fall off the edge to find the truth. Be good to yourself. Be good to yourself. You know? And what are you saying to your kids? Okay? That's the fucking 4-letter word that they should not say. All right? Can't. That's the shittiest fucking word that a kid can say. All right? Always tell your kids they can no matter what.